Deep breaths. Hey guys, my name is Shanae and welcome back to my channel. It has been a hot min, and by hot min, I mean a good 10 months since I have put a new YouTube vid out there. I am a little bit nervous, I'm not gonna lie, just getting back in front of the camera, getting used to it and everything, but I've just been so inspired lately to get back to you all and just share everything that I've learned over the last better part of a year and help inspire you with the journey that you're on, because I don't know about you, but I've noticed a massive global shift. I feel like things are manifesting like that. And for me, I've been doing a lot of inner shadow work and healing and clearing in the last 12 months. It's been massive. I'm finally in a space where I'm ready to really share openly and authentically and take you along the journey with me. Today, I really want to talk about how to ask the universe for signs. I talk about hearing and seeing and getting signs from the universe with my close friends and family. And it's something that I find people so passionate about. I was sharing with a girl at work a couple of months ago, and she's like, but how do I ask? But what do you mean you're getting signs? And I just find people get so interested in it. And when they then tap into that and start doing it, it's funny because the universe then starts talking back to you. And I mean, you do have to be open to a certain extent. And I understand sometimes it can feel a little bit funny. You can feel a little bit silly or crazy. I did at first, I definitely did. But I think it just really helps strengthen that relationship and connection that we all innately have within us with the universe. I would say it's been about 1.5 years, 2 years since I started having a real open dialogue with the universe and inviting in signs and messages. My best friend actually was reading the book The Super Attractor from Gabby Bernstein, and she talks a lot about this, about asking the universe for signs and being specific. I remember my friend did this and she tested it and she got the sign within a day, and I was like, oh, okay, this is interesting. I really want to try this. I don't exactly remember what I asked specifically for the first time. However, I do remember what I asked to see. So I asked to see the sign of a blue butterfly. It's the first thing that comes to mind, whether that be a bee or a flower, a football. It can literally be anything, but the first thing that pops into your mind is the thing. Don't try and micromanage it. Ever since that first time that I asked, blue butterflies are now one of my signs from the universe. When I know that I'm on the right path and I'm in alignment and I'm doing the right thing, I'll see them left, right, and center. I remember a couple of months ago when I was deciding that I was gonna stay in Perth at least for the next 6 months. I went and viewed a room in a house, and I walked into the bedroom and the previous tenant had a picture of a blue butterfly above the bed, and I've just gone of all the things, and I just knew that it was the right thing for me to do. I didn't even ask. It can get to a stage where you don't even need to ask. For me, I know that I'm in alignment whenever I see blue butterflies. That's one of my signs. One night, something had happened. In the morning, I woke up quite frantic about this situation. And I remember I was in the bathroom and I just asked the universe, I was like, please show me a blue butterfly. And I don't mean one blue butterfly, I mean show me a lot of them if this question is a no. And I just said thank you and I let it go. I kid you not, within about 15 minutes, I was just like having a cup of tea and I saw one of my friends had tagged me on something on Instagram. It was this photo, and I'll insert it here, of this cake, and it was just covered in blue butterflies, and I just had to laugh, and I was like, oh, thank goodness that is a no. The rest of the day, I saw a wall of blue butterflies where I was. I'll insert that here. I'm pretty sure I took footage. So yeah, they're definitely one of my symbols, and they just pop up all the time, even when I don't ask. I have a funny story to tell that when I tell people, they're just a bit like, what? Like, what do you mean? Like, it was just crazy, all the like synchronicities that lined up. Basically, at the beginning of this year in February, I had started a new job. I was just temping. I was only meant to temp there for 2 weeks. On the first day, this guy caught my eye. And, you know, we were in masks and everything. I didn't speak to him, but I just thought, oh, he's a bit of me. Throughout the week, you know, I would see him kind of around, and we eventually had like a little bit of a chat. Nothing too much. It was very just, you know, surface level, quick little like 5-minute conversation I think we had. That was it. I remember like a couple of the ladies had kind of noticed that there was like a little bit of a vibe, and no one knew like if he was single or anything like that, because he was new into the building as well. And so I really didn't know what to do, and for some reason I just had this intuition, and I was like, I just put it to the universe, and I was just like, okay, I think this was on a Friday, and I was meant to finish on the Monday. And I was like, if I am meant to ask this guy out, show me a sign of a sunflower. It was the first thing that popped into my head, was sunflower. And I was like, okay, cool. So if I've seen a sunflower by Monday, I will give him my number. I mean, what have I got to lose? I don't work here anyway. The whole point of it is, so you ask the question, which is what I did. Should I ask this guy out? Whatever the first thing that you think of that comes through, in my case, a sunflower. Sometimes I'll ask for a time frame within 24 hours, within a week, or sometimes I will just ask when I'm ready for this thing to happen, or when is the right time for me to do this thing. Show me a whatever it is. But in this case, it was Monday. I completely forgot about it, because that's the key thing. You've just got to let it go. Just pretend, yeah, just let it go. I did. I genuinely forgot about it. The next day, I was just like watching a YouTube video. This random wedding video popped up of this couple in Byron Bay, and I was like, oh, this looks cool. Like, I like the aesthetics of that whole vibe. And I was like, oh, so I just like watched it. I'd never seen these people before. All of a sudden they were having a photo shoot after the ceremony in a field of sunflowers. And I was like, okay, interesting. And that's where my ego stepped in, and I was like, oh no, like, I'm not too sure. I'm not convinced. And trust me, you'll probably have that as well. Like, did I really see that thing, or is that just a coincidence? So I just let it go. Forgot about it. I was like, oh, I don't know if that really counts. And on Monday, so that was the day, that was meant to be my last day. Kid you not, a delivery of sunflowers arrived to my work. I had to sign for it because I was in the front. It was a girl in the office had received some sunflowers from a secret admirer, and I was the one that had to sign for it and give it to her. And I was just sitting there, I was like, you've got to be kidding. Like, how more direct can like the universe be in this moment? I absolutely lost it laughing. I was like, this is ridiculous. I've worked in many different offices for many years, and I have like, and everyone that I've spoken to has never heard of someone getting sunflowers delivered. Not to say that that obviously doesn't happen, but just in like my situation, I've never seen sunflowers delivered to an office. And I just laughed, and it was so funny because the girl came down to get the flowers. She went back up. Next minute, the guy comes down, and just like the timing of that. And I just took that as okay, I'm gonna be bold, and whether this is meant to like progress or whether I'm just meant to take the leap and trust the universe, because sometimes I think that's why we get the yeses, is to just see whether we're open and we're receptive and are gonna take the action on whatever the answer is, even if it makes us uncomfortable. For me, like, I have never asked pretty much a stranger out before, and I did. I was like, okay, universe, you know what? Even if he says no, that's okay. But I'm gonna listen to you. And I just surrendered, and I did. I ended up emailing him, gave him my number, and he responded instantly. Within about 5 minutes, and saying that he was looking me up in the system after we'd had our chat the week prior, but he couldn't find me because, well, obviously I was a temp, so I wasn't in the system. And yes, that's a little example of a past experience that I've had with this working. And sometimes if you don't get or see what you ask for, that is the answer. No answer can speak volumes. And I've had that before too, where I've asked for something and it hasn't shown up. So I've just taken that as a no, or a not now at least. Now, sunflowers are definitely one of my signs. I would say sunflowers, blue butterflies are my main two. And whenever I see them, I know that it means that I'm in alignment. I'm on the right path. If you're unsure of something, this is like something to try. It doesn't have to be a big life event. It could be something as simple as making that first move or signing up for that new gym program. You'll honestly be amazed at once you start actively talking and speaking openly with the universe, like how much you get back. And there is a dialogue there, and you'll begin to see things and your reality will begin to shift. And sometimes it just feels like magic. So if you do this and have an experience, please let me know, because I would love to hear about what happens. Comment below or send me a message, whatever the case is. I'm very eager to hear some of the stories. So yes, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you've made it this far, like and subscribe, because there's gonna be a lot more content coming your way. I'm feeling extremely creative and inspired at the moment. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day.